Okay, so then really your big issue then is just changing name, changing information, correct?
Yeah, and I think Linda, I think what we probably should focus on is probably the agenda you sent, because I know those are things that once
Yeah.
they are originally imported in from Slate, we have to maintain if there is a change.
So that's the key. Everything comes into your admissions form. And then you have the two primary forms, as you know. You have SGASTDN, right?
Mhm.
The general student form, and then the SPADN, the general person form. Now, the at this point, you probably know there's a big difference. The SGASTDN form really gets all its information from your admissions form. You probably realize that from now. So when you fill out your admissions decision form, which is the SAADCRB, I'm just kind of going through the initial process here. And again, using the test student, whatever your admissions decision form has on it will pull in to from this form into SGASTDN. This particular form, as you probably have seen, this is where all your data is also stored, right? High school review, the college degrees, and all the test scores.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
ask
Oh,
you
yeah,
really quick? So, if I have a student who I have one right now that has a Sodom's form, but it does not have a SGASTDN, is this the form I need to go to get it to go over?
yes.
Okay.
Is this was originally set up, as far as I know, unless Cody things have changed. This is a primary banner form. Once your admissions decision has been made, this is where the data should go. And please test that to make sure, because again, I know things are still being set up. But yeah, this is like the seconds, right? So your decision is made, and then I'm just going to click on related. You probably have realized this already now that you know everything in Banner is linked together. And the more additions they make, you're going to start seeing them. If you click on related, you're going to start seeing additional forms here that are connected to each other. So this particular admissions form, right? Here's your admission application. That's the email, right? It's related to it because you have to set up an email once the decision's made. This is where you would add drop classes after registration. We'll get to that a little later. And then here's the detailed student information, which is SGASTDN. So if you ever wonder about data flowing from one banner form to the other, this is where you would find out. So all four of these banner forms are attached to admissions decision. All right. Truthfully, if you're working on the same student account, you don't have to close out of this, unless you made a change, right? You change and save, but you don't have to close out. You can just click on related and click on it, and it'll take you to the next form and keep your student ID right there. So I'm going to hit go in SGASTDN. And here's the information that's pulled from other data, right? From Slate to the application form, then to the decision, and now here we are in SGASTDN. SGASTDN is primary for this. This is where it comes before it goes to SPADN, the general person record. And obviously, right, your statuses, your residency, your types, it's all here. Your curriculum, if it's already decided, it will be listed here. It wants me to commit. So let me just pull up something real quick. Again, here's the linear part. All right, I'll save that. And this is also the first of the two veterans areas. Oh, I'll click on activities real quick. If there are any learner activities, now this could be different attributes. If the student has a sports associated, organization associated, this is the first of the veteran types. This and the SPADN also work with veterans. Here, though, you have various areas for veterans. This is your table. I'm sure you've done this 100 times already. Click on the little three dots, and then you have a table comes up. And these are what is currently defined as your veteran types. So just pick a veteran type. Anyone? What do you normally use? Anything you see here?
How about National Guard?
National
Oh.
Guard. Wow.
National Guard Reserve. There it is. I guess
There
that
it
one.
is, right? It's attached to reserve. Okay. So I'll just click that and immediately comes up, right? It's a type 6. Here's the description, and then it wants you to put in the term, right? So we will put in fall 2021. And then if there's a certification credit hours, I don't know if you're using that, and then a certification date. These probably come through. I don't know how you're, again, a setup, if it comes through Slate, or is this an add-on afterwards? But this is the first place that you would get veteran information. Okay.
See, and
Questions?
yeah,
Oh,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know where in the, Natasha, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't put what benefit they're utilizing in the application, right?
No.
So I'm guessing this is something we're gonna have to do after the fact? Or is this something the VA office is gonna handle?
Or student financial services?
Yeah, because
Because
It usually goes through the veterans, Cody. And they're the ones that decide what bill they get and stuff and what they're listed as. We don't make that decision because they look through all their paperwork.
But didn't John do it too at times? What was John doing?
Oh,
Like
no,
when
he was doing tuition.
he was doing.
Tuition.
Okay, gotcha.
anyways, I will leave that. I'll click into certification hours must be filled. Okay, I'm going to put in 5. I'm doing this on purpose just to show you what happens. So I will click save, and then the date must be filled in. So it also wants a date. So I'll just put, we're going for fall. So let me just put in August 23rd and then save. There we go. Now it tells me it has everything. So comments, I know you're using Space Mountain for the comments, but again, you can put comments here. Sometimes through Slate, comments come into this area, into the general student forum, again, because it's associated with the admissions decision. It all depends on how it's set up. And then your academic graduation dual degree information. Now, this particular tab is associated with the Spaden one and the Safari Reg. These are now associated with everything else because the dual programs are defined, and then this lets you know if a student is or is not in a dual program and if there are any overrides. Now, most of those overrides come from other departments, but at some point, if you are, I don't think you'll be updating this. I could be wrong though, but usually departments update this if there's some kind of an academic override. And as an example, here's this right here. It's highlighted, academic standing override. Here's your choices. But if you look right here, it says academic standing, 00 means good standing. That's like default in Banner. But here's all your other standings. And then what term the academic standing override is in. So these overrides allow you to adjust a student, change their standing, and which term the standing starts or ends, I should say, one or the other. Down here under the dual degree, do they have a dual degree? You pick one, and then what level their dual degree is at. Again, what college? You have various different colleges, what department, and then this is the primary major. So this is all filled out in this particular area. And again, if I click on related, now you see how this particular form is connected to all these other forms. Basically, what this means is that pieces of information are pulling from the 2 general forms, actually adding data to each one of these forms. And that's kind of how Banner works. The SGASTDN and the Spaden forms, the general person and the general student forms, really are like the heart and soul of this. Once they are admitted student, and all the information pulls from here and actually pulls from other places. So perfect example, here's your high school information. You know, if I'll do this real quick and come back, but if I click on high school and here's some information, maybe you need to change some of this. If you change it here, it will automatically be associated with the SGASTDN, with this one. And here's another thing, if you haven't realized this yet. So here I am, right? General Student Form SGASTDN. I've not closed it. I didn't hit the start over or the X. If I hit related and I go to high school, I'll just say high school, right? Here's the student ID, takes me here. If I need to change something here, I can save it. And if I close the X, it'll take me back to the form that I was originally in. It will not close unless you close it. So I hope that helps, because the more you do this and the more you realize how interconnected all this stuff is, it actually saves you time from bouncing around from one screen to the other. And then real quick, miscellaneous, any additional information but here, the most important thing about this is your leave of absence. If they decide to take a couple semesters off for various reasons, this is the place that you would define that. That's about it for that one. Any questions?
So
Yes.
Linda, anything that's required filled are those the ones that are going to have the asterisk, or how can we tell what is absolutely a required field?
Yep. If it's a required field, I'm looking for an asterisk. I don't see an asterisk. Okay, let me say change. You will always see the little asterisk next to the ones that are required. I can't find one right now. How do you like
There was
that?
one on Sodoms.
Yeah, no, I know. I figured, oh, there must be one here. Obviously, there's not. Let me go back this. Let me go back to Sodoms. There's a lot of them here. No matter what form you're in, there we go. Wherever you see that little, star, that little asterisk at the end of a word, it's required. And if it's not filled in, you will receive a little reminder in banner telling you that, oops, you can't go any farther until you fill this out. So if I take this out right now, right, and I hit save, it's going to tell me it's required. There we go. It's telling me it's missing, and it tells you exactly what's missing. That's the beauty of this. You don't have to think about it. It'll tell you exactly what's missing.